Welcome back to The Next Millionaire, the channel where we break down the minds behind the world's greatest fortunes. Before Warren Buffett became the Oracle of Omaha, before Charlie Munger became his architect, there was a single teacher who laid the foundation for it all. Benjamin Graham was an English-American financial analyst, economist, accountant, investor, and professor, widely known as the father of value investing. Today, on The Next Millionaire, we examine the principles of the man who didn't just build a fortune. He built the framework an entire industry still uses today. Graham wrote two of the discipline's founding texts, Security Analysis in 1934 with David Dodd and The Intelligent Investor in 1949. These weren't just books. They were the first attempt to turn investing from speculation into a discipline with rules, logic, and structure. His investment philosophy stressed independent thinking, emotional detachment, and careful security analysis, emphasizing the importance of distinguishing the price of a stock from the value of its underlying business. In security analysis, he drew a sharp line that the industry still relies on. An investment operation is one which, upon thorough analysis, promises safety of principal and a satisfactory return. Operations not meeting these requirements are speculative. After graduating from Columbia University at age 20, Graham started his career on Wall Street, eventually founding Graham Newman Corp., a successful mutual fund. But his greatest legacy may not have been his trading record. It was his classroom. He taught investing for many years at Columbia Business School, where one of his students was Warren Buffett. That student would go on to call The Intelligent Investor the best book about investing ever written. Buffett described Graham as the second most influential person in his life after his own father, and even named his own son, Howard Graham Buffett, in his honor. Graham's central insight reshaped how generations of investors would think about the market itself. Graham wrote that the owner of stocks should regard them first and foremost as conferring part ownership in a business, and that the stock owner should be unconcerned with erratic fluctuations in stock prices. He captured this with one of his most enduring metaphors. In the short run, the market behaves like a voting machine, but in the long run, it acts like a weighing machine. Popularity and sentiment might drive prices day to day, but over time, true value always asserts itself. Perhaps Graham's most famous teaching tool was an allegory. One of Graham's important allegories is that of Mr. Market, meant to personify the irrationality and groupthink of the stock market. The point of the anecdote is that the investor should not regard the whims of Mr. Market as a determining factor in the value of the shares they own. Instead, the investor should profit from market folly rather than participate in it. It remains one of the simplest and most powerful mental models in all of investing. The market is a moody business partner, not an oracle. Graham's influence didn't stop with one student. His most notable investing disciples include Charles Brandes, William J. Ruane, Irving Kahn, and Walter J. Schloss, and his thoughts on investing have influenced hedge fund managers, including Bill Ackman, Seth Klarman, and Howard Marks. Security Analysis and The Intelligent Investor remain required reading for new hires at many investment firms around the world. Graham was also the driving force behind establishing the profession of security analysis and the chartered financial analyst designation, and he advocated for the creation of index funds decades before they were introduced. He died on September 24, 1976, in Aix-en-Provence, France, at the age of 82. What Benjamin Graham ultimately gave the world wasn't a stock pick or a single great trade. It was a framework, a way to separate noise from value, speculation from investment, and emotion from analysis. Decades later, that framework still trains the world's best investors, including the man many consider the greatest of all time. Thanks for watching this episode of The Next Millionaire. If these principles resonated with you, subscribe, because every great fortune starts with understanding the minds that built the blueprint.